Hello everybody and welcome back to the XsivGaming channel and Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. This is our Let's Play series and we are back with episode number 20 today. So if you could quickly drop us a like, it would be much appreciated. And of course, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. So let's jump straight into today, episode number 20. What are we doing? Well, yeah, we are back in the garage with another story order. But nothing's really changed, so we're going to right click, orders, and we're going to click on the Bolt Reptilia, if we can spit our words out. So we got, this vehicle has been passed down from generation to generation. When my father was my age, he got it from his father. And we've just jumped there we go. His father. Unfortunately, my dad never got a driver's license and the car just sat in a barn all those years. Now something or other keeps moving, there we go. Now that it was passed to me, I want to restore it to its former glory. Please do whatever you can to make this classic beauty look and drive like a new car again. So we've got an awful lot of work to do by the sound of it, so we're going to take that order. And yeah, here it is, the Bolt Reptilia. So we've still got our Typhoon that we've been doing as a restoration project. But yeah, this is it. Let's crack on and see what we've got. We're going to move the car. Let's see if we can put it on test path. I don't think we will be able to. No, I'm not surprised. So let's move the car to lift A and we'll see what's wrong with it. So we're going to lift it up. First job's first. Open that bonnet up. Blimey, this engine looks terrible. But yeah, let's see what we've got. We're going to run some tests on it. Examine tools. Start with fuel pressure test. See what that gives us. Yeah, fuel filter. The fuel pump doesn't look ideal, and the carburetor's not exactly brilliant, so we need to get those changed. Let's OBD scanner. It doesn't have one. It's not surprising. Compression test. So we'll test the engine block, pistons and things like that. Yeah, so we've got a piston with con rod, 3 of those, 5 of those in total. The engine block itself looks okay. Let's electrometer, see what's happening there. And yeah, we need a new battery, a new starter. So that's interesting. I think that's all the examine tools that we've got. Yep, we've not got a tyre tread, which is not a problem at the moment. So let's start taking the car apart. See the air filter and all that needs changing. Get that done. That carburetor doesn't look particularly healthy. Intake manifold doesn't look particularly good either. So before we get too carried away, let's drain any oil out of it before we get a mess all over the floor. Move the equipment to lift A. Not sure if there's going to be anything in it. Use the equipment. It's got plenty of oil in there, looking at that. Or had plenty of oil in there, we just took it all out. So what we're going to do is start with the engine heads. Take all the bolts out there. Gives an idea what it's looking like inside. So it looks like we've got some rocker arms that are going to need doing. And the valve valve push rods, yeah, they look like they need doing as well. Take all those out. Take these off both sides, of course. Oops, rocker arm. Here we go. So we take all the rocker arms off, all the push rods out, and then we can establish what needs changing. Probably best just to change them all. I think we can then actually use a couple of these on the restoration project that we're doing. There's some missing on that car, but that's later on. So, take those ignition wires off out of the way. I want to take the exhaust manifold off so we can get that engine the actual head off itself. Took the cover off. Detach that, take these spark plugs out. Looks like we need a couple of spark plugs as well. So what we're going to do with these engine heads, they all look like they need sorting out. We'll try and repair them. If of course we can't repair them, then we'll obviously have to buy a new one. Filter off. So that's all that engine side out. We obviously need to get underneath for other bits as well. Take the ignition coil clips off, take the distributors off, rotor and the distributor. Not sure if that's going to need doing. Looks okay. It certainly is going to be a strip this one down. Various bits and pieces in here as well that's going to have to come out. But like I say, we'll take all of the rocker arms off, take all the push rods off, valve push rods. And then we can of course replace them all. So, making some progress. Like I say, today we are up to episode number 20 of this Let's Play series. I'm not entirely sure how many orders we have to do in the story series. I think we're making some good progress. We are, of course, only doing one story per week. Take out those spark plugs. Exhaust manifold, and then the engine head can come off. That's that one off. That brake servo is going to need doing as well. Certainly got some parts here. Take the alternator off, we need to take that off to take that off. Leave that until I think we'll pull the engine right out. Especially if we've got to do underneath. Is that starter motor underneath? It is. So, yeah, what we're going to do, get it up. Take the got to take that drive shaft off. It's got to come off because we've got to get that gearbox off in order to get the car, the engine out. Start motor's knackered anyway. The gearbox itself, I'll have a look at that in just a second. It's at 34%, so it looks like it needs doing. All the clutch is going to need doing as well. Release bearing, I know we've got a few of these parts in where we've either bought too many or we've found them in the scrapyard and repaired them. So let's, I think we're ready to take that engine out from under here anyway. So yeah, let's, we're going to bring it down. We can move the engine crane to lift A, and then we want to pull the engine out. So let's put the engine onto the crane, and then we're going to put it onto the engine stand, and there we go. So that's brought it from there to there onto the engine stand. So let's have a look. Want to rotate the engine. Might as well go one more, I think. So take that oil filter off, take the oil pan off, see what's going on under there. I know it said the pistons need doing, so we need to access under the bottom of the engine anyway. Yeah, we've got some pistons here, look, that need doing. So I think what we'll do is just gut the whole lot. Seems the easier thing to do. That way we won't miss any, because it could just be the actual piston rings themselves that are knackered. Could be the pistons, could be the piston rings. So we take the cap off first. So piston with conrod is knackered there. So let's go to examine mode. The bearing caps all seem okay. Got the camshaft there. Oh, that's an orange, that may need to come out. So yeah, it looks like that's going to have to come out, but to take that out we're going to have to take all this front of the engine off. So let's start with the radiator fan. Take that off. And then you've got the belt. Got another belt there to come off. Start by the water pump pulley. The water pump can come off. Crankshaft pulley off. So how do we get timing cover? Look, that needs coming off. Looked like it was a solid part of the engine for a moment. Thinking, how can you get in there then? Timing chain off. gear off. So that's that off. Get that one off out of the way. I think the alternator was okay, but we'll just might as well strip it off. So, I think that is the engine done. Strip down as much as it needs to be. Let's see if we can repair any of these parts. Don't need to repair any of the 75% ones because that seems to be the limit that it's looking for. So we'll start putting back together and see what's happened. So we're going to go part mount first. Put that camshaft in. Repaired that, so that's good. Cam gear didn't need doing. About the timing chain, that didn't need doing. That definitely needs replacing. The timing cover, that's fine. So yeah, it's once you start gutting these engines down, you usually find a lot of the problems pretty quickly. So piston with conrod, we've got 1, 2, 3, 3 of them at 75%, which seems to be the number it's looking for. Various other ones. So what about piston rings? It's like got an awful lot of piston rings sitting around. But I think we're going to need them. How many do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pistons. So let's have a look at that. So let's just get 8 of those, replace them all, and we'll replace all of the piston rings as well. Just saves us missing any. If you put all fresh in, then won't miss any and you won't have to take it all back apart. Nothing worse than stripping it down this far and then finding you've not done one. And you have to go back and do all the bits and pieces once again. So that's all 8 pistons done. Put that oil pan back on the bottom. That's that bit done. Power steering pump, that's at 75%, so we haven't got to do anything with that. This water pump, that's at 75%, so that shouldn't need changing either. Crankshaft pulley still at 75% as well. Trolley on. What do we want next? Alternator. We can put that belt back on as well. We can hold the mouse still. Put an oil filter on there. I think, yeah, we've got a brand new one of those to go on. So that's the bottom half of the engine done. Gonna just rotate the engine back round. See what's going on then. Let's go back to part mounts. Ignition coil B, up at 75%, so that can stay there. Distributor, we need one of those. Nice new one of those. Pop that on there. We need the rotor as well. Just wondering if we actually need the cap as well now. No, that looks fine. Clips are fine there and there. All important not to forget to put those clips on, because it won't let you finish the job if you do forget them. So we've got an engine head. That's at 100%. We've either repaired it or had one previously. Put that manifold back on. I've got one at 100% there, so that can be put back on. Obviously repaired that one actually, so just wondering if it's going to accept it or not. Now spark plugs, again we've got a few odd bits and pieces, so I think we best get some more spark plugs to put in. Again, you never know, you'll probably change the wrong one. You'll have to go back into it. It's easy just to put new in straight away. So valve push rods. And these, again, we had a few broken ones I think. So we got 16 of those and 16 rocker arms. Is it a standard push rod, or is it it's a standard push rod that we need. So we'll get 16 of those. We'll replace them all. And then the rocker arm, they are just a standard thing. We'll get 16 of those. Just to be safe, of course. I know a couple of them needed replacing, so we might as well replace them all. Get those put on. Put the push rod in, put the rocker arm on top and bolt it down. that is that side done. We can put the head cover on. They're both 100%, so we've obviously fixed those as well. Obviously, if you was doing this in real life, you wouldn't just be doing them up one by one from left to right. You would do them in a certain pattern. Just make sure the head and the covers don't warp. Come around this side. Got that fuel filter there we can get put on. Yeah, there we go. That's that done. Put that engine head on. What we really need to do is get this junk cleared out as well. What we got sitting around the exhaust manifold. It's at 75%, so I'm going to put it on. If it doesn't accept it afterwards, then we'll need to come and take that one off. Shouldn't be too much bother, that one, it's pretty accessible. So now we can put the push rods in this side with those rocker arms. More push rods and more rocker arms. So yeah, we are certainly getting there. It's amazing how long these jobs kind of take. But like I say, we did have to pretty much strip the entire engine down. We've repaired a few bits and pieces. We've had to buy a couple of bits and pieces as well. But we are certainly getting there. Get that engine head cover on. So we've got a couple of these sitting around, so I'm assuming we've either repaired them or we've found ones in the past and repaired them. So that's that on. Let's get those ignition wires back on as well. Put the intake manifold on. Two of those, so we've obviously repaired one and had one as well. Sometimes it works to repair, sometimes it's better to just buy new. Carburetor on there. Put that round air filter base on. Yeah, I've got two of those, so we must have picked some up at some point. So that is pretty much the engine rebuilt. Just got the gearbox etc. to get put back on, but we'll do that once we're in the car. So let's take off the engine, put it on the crane, and then we're going to install the engine back into the car, and then we can move the equipment and place it back out of the way. So that is that job done. Let's get back underneath. Go back to part mount. So we want the flywheel. Get one of those. Click gearbox. The flywheel. I'm not going to go buying all the parts because I know we've got bits and pieces in stock. Like the clutch plate, we seem to keep buying those. Clutch pressure plate needs doing. bolted on. And then we can put the release bearing in. Yeah, we need one of those as well. So the gearbox, that's all fine now, so we've obviously fixed that up. So it's a big bit of kit to be buying. Starter motor is definitely knackered. Where are we? I thought it would have been in there, but it's not. I think it's the V8 we want. Indeed it is. Get that put back on. Then the drive shaft can go on as well. That's that job done. Got the brake servo from the engine bay. We said the battery needed doing, but I think we're done underneath the car. Let's have a look. Said the battery wanted doing, brake servo wanted doing. Yeah, we've got one of those. Have we got a battery? We have. So that go in there. And we're going to go car status. We've got a fuel pump that needs doing, that's at the back. And I think that's the actual car done. We've got some body parts that need changing and drain oil. So yeah, I think we've actually done the car. Let's fill it back up with oil. You have to unmount the oil fill plug in order to put the oil in. Should take a fair bit of oil with this one. So that's that bit done. Let's check the dipstick. Yeah, that's fine. So we can close that down. We do need the car back up one more time because we need to be at the back for the fuel tank. There's the fuel tank. Just in there is the fuel pump. Take that out, put a new one in. I think we've got already. Indeed we have. That's that job done. So go car status. I think, yeah, we've done all the parts. So what we need to do next is bring it down. And then we can move the car to entrance A. There it came in. Go car status one more time. I'm going to just look at the body parts. So we need a hood, or a bonnet in this case, a front bumper, we need a rear bumper, we need a right headlight, and we need a right fender or a wing. So let's head on to the tablet. I'm going to click the home button, go into the body shop. This is the Bolt Reptilia. So let's just work through the list. We needed a hood or a bonnet. We need a front bumper. We needed a rear bumper. That's an R2. Did it want an R2? I think it's going to be the standard one. That's not. So we need a right headlight. Where are they? Now that headlights there, but both for R2. I'm just wondering if the bumper should be an R2 or not. Quick look at the car once again. So the headlight in there. So the front bumper needs coming off. Let's simple mode and put a new one of those straight on. Yeah, that was correct. So the hood itself, that needs coming off, and we need to put a new one on. So that was the correct part. We needed a rear bumper. Let's replace that part. Yeah, that was right. So it was the right headlight, which we're saying is this one. I can't see any others. Probably shouting at the screen saying no, that's the wrong one. It definitely was the wrong one, so there must be one in there somewhere. Cannot see it. Oh, here we go, look, left headlight. Right headlight, there we go. So we did buy the wrong one there, but never mind. And it was right fender, wasn't it? It's the left fender. That's for the R2. This one here, no, it's this one here for the right side. Put that on, there we go. Just looks odd now that that one didn't get changed, but this one did. But never mind. Take off that right fender, and of course put that new one on. And there we go. So obviously you would spray these up, but we haven't got access to the paint shop yet. So we're going to right click, car status. That's all the body parts. The oil change is done. And the actual main jobs, the rocker arms, the carburetor, I've got a fuel pump, a battery, a brake servo, the air filter, distribution, engine heads, more rocker arms, valve push rod, piston and con rod, spark plugs, gearbox, camshaft, engine head, an intake manifold and a flywheel, etc. Total money spent $6,506. Total money back in $21,690. So we are going to click finish order, and there it goes. Job is done. So that is going to be it for today's episode number 20. If you have enjoyed, remember to drop us a like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are new, of course. But like I say, that's going to be it for today. Remember to find us on Facebook as well. There is a link in the description for that. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.